Wish Hex did more constructed stuff. It sucks that their only good constructed tournament is actually half limited. Seems pretty good. Got Fatal Push, Dark Confidant. We can turn one him or Dark Confidant, depending on like what our opponent's doing here. I think they're a Storm deck, if I recall. I think I recognize the username. Hopefully we don't just die here. That would be awkward. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing their username and thinking to myself, control for days, and they were, yeah, they're playing Storm. Okay. I'm Thalia, because I know I'm playing a Thalia deck. Turn one him to Torak, buddy. To imprint this Fatal Push on this Chrome Mox. Sign me up. Sign me up. Sing a song. Ba da 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 da. Beep dee 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 dee. Oh god, are we dead? Seriously? Oh good. Oh good. They're just playing that so it doesn't get himmed. God bless. Yeah, pretty sure we still just him. Tron Dragon with the 8-month resubscription. Welcome back. 3/4 of a year. I do appreciate it. The continued support. Yeah, Hex, pvptools.com. You can find all of the Hex deck data gets uploaded as soon as the event finishes. You can find all 116 of the decks played in the CCS listed there. That's just... Ooh, we got a Badlands. That's sweet. So next turn we get to go like Wasteland U plus play Dark Confidant. I don't think they can kill us with 3 cards, but they do have an LED in play, so like maybe we're dead. It doesn't have you listed here, Jace. Yeah, you can find is on YouTube. I posted a deck tech and then my games without commentary. Opponent went bottom. That's good for us. So we don't actually have any other interaction here in our hand. This Wasteland's like kind of interaction, I guess. They don't have another land. Wasteland is definitely interaction. Immortal Echoes with the 13-month resub. Welcome back and thank you for the continued support. My GIF was a little laggy there. That's no good. I'm gonna have to up the time on that one. I wonder why it's running slow today. Oh, I have the Magic stream playing in the background. Maybe that's cut my bandwidth. The old turn 1 him you, turn 2 Wasteland you plus play Dark Confidant. I'm glad I left one Chrome Mox in here. I actually cut the second Chrome Mox for this league, so I'm not sure how many I want to play. Alright. Are we having fun yet, Storm opponent? I'm having fun. They knew that Wasteland was coming, so they probably bottomed off that preordained looking for another land. I wonder if there's basics in their deck. Usually they have one. Am I dead? We could just be dead here, right? Like they don't have any lands and we're just gonna die. Oh, God bless. God bless. Is it competitive at all? I mean, I'm winning on Magic Online League, so like take that for what you will, I guess. Opponent chose not to shuffle. Alright, 2 hits at discard spells here. Give me another Hymn to Torak, baby. Verdant. Caracas. Alright, well, I guess... Huh. No, I can't play the Tombstalker. If I play this fetch and crack it, I'm still short, right? Yeah, because I only have 4 things in there, so I guess we'll just play this Stoneforge Mystic. Modern Storm probably doesn't beat turn 1 Hymn to Torak, turn 2 Wasteland either, to be fair. Maybe I should have played the other Wasteland out here. This could technically thin my deck. Hitting my opponent with the Dark Confidant is not irrelevant, which is nice. because they do go off via ad nauseum a lot of the time, so pressuring their life total a little bit is good. There's a lot of Storm of Magic online right now. Hopefully they're just playing that out. Oh, wow. Oh, they just want to... That's really aggressive. Are they, like, close? They must be close to killing me, right? To, like, use the pedal there? Do they know I have a second Wasteland? I'm not sure if they do. I guess if they get, like, land ad nauseum here... Or... No, that wouldn't work either. If they get land probe ad nauseum, they can put ad nauseum on top of their deck and then play the land and then probe and then crack the LED in response to the probe and then cast ad nauseum. But that needs one kind of specific card. We get 2 more shots in interaction last turn. We've actually only had 1 piece of disruption this game. The Wasteland's like kind of disruption. The hym's been real. Hymn was real good though. Yeah, I don't think they know about the other one either, which is part of the reason I wanted to keep it hidden. I should really keep track of that. In a paper tournament, I'd be keeping track of stuff like that. All right, we're going to crack this fetch just to thin the deck here, which is minimal, but, you know, we're seeing 2 cards a turn, so, like, it could be helpful. Disruption. Come on. All right, that qualifies. Get the last card out of their hand. I'm going to go ahead and start by attacking for 3 here. I think I'm just spinning the Caracas here. My hateful little black-white deck. Okay, let's begin sideboarding here. Like the extra Thoughtseize. I would love these surgical extractions. I would like the Canonist. I would like the Rest in Peace. I would like the Sanctum Prelate. I would like the Phyrexian Revoker. What do I not want out of here? Lingering Souls is kind of slow and clunky. We don't need Umezawa's Jurgit. Smuggler's Copter might not be good enough. Yeah, you know, man, that's how limited goes. That's how variance games go. It is what it is, what it is. Maybe Copter's the last cut here. Gideon's been great. This card's really good. It's fantastic against Storm. It's fantastic against, like, the Fair Creature decks. It's, like, bad against, like, Sneak and Show because of Emrakul Annihilator triggers, but that matchup's pretty reasonable for this deck anyways. I think Copter's the last cut here. Usually the game doesn't go long enough that we need the selection. I suppose I could cut a land, too. Cutting a land's probably greedy. I'm going to cut the Copter. The current Kiki deck. We streamed with that last week. You can find the deck list. It should be on the decks page still. If you click the stream information and then MTG decks, it should be listed in there. Seems a touch suspect on the draw, but I think I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw, so we have a higher chance to hit a second land. We have Thoughtseize plus Surgical Extraction. Surgical Extraction can actually interact with my opponent if they try to turn 1 us on the play, which is nice. To punish people who like to play Constructed Bulletproof Probe. I don't know. They don't. X doesn't have any Constructed only tournaments right now. It's kind of annoying. Also, the kind of sweet thing is, like, if we Thoughtseize my opponent here, and they have, like, a second Ponder in their hand, or they have 2 of something in their hand, we can take 1 with the Thoughtseize and then Surgical and take the other one away. It's really unfortunate, too, because, like, if you look at the top 8, that for the CCS, like the decks that made top 8, like my constructed deck was really well positioned in that top 8. Like Empress was a coin flip and you just like slaughter all of the blood decks. So. Alright, what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? 2 Fatal Push. Okay, well, we're going to take the Lion's Eye Diamond here. Yep. Okay, so our troops are dying. During my opponent's draw step, I'm going to Surgical Lion's Eye Diamond out of their deck. And I'm waiting to do it during their draw step, so that way if they draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, we take away the card they drew for the turn. So I would like your Lion's Eye Diamonds, please. They drew another land. That's good for us. Should have a hard time winning without Lion's Eye Diamonds. Let's grab that one out of there, too. Matters for Cabal, whatever. Just going to go ahead and take a screenshot of Rooney here of their deck. They have a Massacre in their deck. Tendrils. They do have an Empty in their deck. We could die. We're more likely to die to Empty once we take all this stuff out of their deck. Once you take the LEDs away. It does give us a little bit of extra information, you're not wrong. So if we draw a second land here, we're going to be great. If we miss, like, they're not doing anything either, so it's whatever. Hey, look at that. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, because I'm a Thalia Aethersworn Canonist deck, so, like, they want to just, like, kill my dorks. Luckily, none of those removal spells kill Gideon of the Trials, so, like, you know. Let's go, Gideon. Bum, ba dum, bum, 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 bum. Let's go, Gideon. Dum, da, dum, 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 dum. Grab a scrub land here, so regardless of what land we draw next turn, we can cast. We already have the Battle Scroll in our hand, unfortunately, so, like, the Stoneforge Mystic doesn't get anything, but it's fine. I would love to shuffle my deck. So this is probably going to get Fatal Pushed or Rending Volleyed. Because they have to assume that, like, I just have the Battle Scroll in my hand here, I think. Yep. Push him off a ledge. Yep. If we don't hit a land, we'll play the him. We're so unlucky. And by that I mean it's great. We drew our second land on too. What'd we get? What'd we get? What'd we get? We took away their island and their other Fatal Push, so their last card is Rending Volley. So, like, they're not doing a whole lot, but we also don't have a clock. All right, taking 2 more cards away from him. To Torok is so good against these combo decks that need a lot of cards. All right, they just had all of their ways to kill things. So now if we draw something that's annoying for them, it'll actually stick, which is great. Land or a 2-drop? Inquisition, sure. I'm just going to cast this because, like, if we draw a third land, we got mana stuff to do with our stuff next turn anyways. Look at that. Just keep hitting them while they're down here. I think I start on the Liliana if we draw the land here like we did. I think I'm gonna plus it. Am I bidding the extra Gideon? I'm probably just bidding the extra Gideon, right? Feels like a bin the extra Gideon type play. At some point, we'll use her ultimate as a Stone Rain. The Underground Sea that we knew about. And now keeping 1 card in their hand of the Gideon should come down and be more than enough pressure. It's possible I should sequence these in the other direction. Yeah, it's one of their better draws. Did they have anything else in their deck? I don't think they actually had anything to take Gideon off the table, right? Yeah, they didn't board in any Echoing Truth, so I guess they could just attack it to death with Why is it named Deadguy Ale? Just Google why is it called Deadguy Ale. There's a write-up that shows why it's called what it is. So outside of attacking with empty tokens, they don't actually have a way to deal with this Gideon emblem, which is nice. Because Gideon does not die to fatal pushes and other stuff. So I'm going to bin this Batterskull now. And we're going to play this Gideon and make an emblem. And then we're going to hold on to this other Liliana. Because 2 turns from now, we're going to ult this Liliana to take 2 of their things away. And then, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll play the other one and make them discard right away. The old empty for 2 tokens. Love it. Love it. How about you sacrifice a creature? I've actually cast this card against Storm before. This feels good. Yeah, get out of here, Sanctum Prelate. So Kiki Cord's not designed to be an explosive deck. If you're looking to play an explosive deck, you should just like play something that's not Kiki Cord. Kiki Cord is generally a good deck because it's able to be like a fair mid-range deck with like a combo finish. And like the combo itself is far too fragile in order to be worthwhile like ramping up into. So like you're just like building worse versions of other things by trying to make the combo happen quickly in Kiki Cord. Everyone's having a good Sunday afternoon. I'm glad to have you here instead of, or maybe in addition to watching the Pro Tour coverage. Pro Tour Ulamog. Who doesn't love Pro Tour Ulamog? Would you call the Saheeli Evolution decks more explosive versions of Kiki Cord? I don't know. They still have Toolbox the elements to them, the lists I've seen. I haven't actually played with them, so I don't really have an educated opinion on whether or not they're better or worse than like the original build. I'm really glad they have this Pro Tour that can feature cards that they released over a year ago. Seems like good marketing. Please buy these booster packs that are a year and a half old. We got warehouses full of them. There are 2 non-Marvel decks in the semis, right? I think 23 lands might be one too many in this deck. I think I might want a Horizon Canopy in here to make up for the fact that we flood a little bit sometimes. If also not just the way the combo, Lotus Cobra, fetch 3 mana Rallier, Resto Rallier, get 3 mana and so on. You can get loads of land out of your deck. I mean, like, so like your board presence there is like this 2/1 and like a 3/4 that Death Shadow doesn't care about. So like you're like sure you're putting cards on the board, but like you're like jumping through all these hoops to like play cards that are smaller than their 1 and 2 drops. Like I did cut the second Chrome Mox. Drawing 2 Chrome Moxes sucks. So I added a 5th piece of 1 mana discard into the main. I went up a land. I went up a land over the Crow Box, and I went up a piece of discard to make myself slightly faster against the combo decks. And DJ Microwave on the draw this game. Sweet. I mean, yep. Hopefully they're not playing Storm. If they're playing Storm, we're going to be sad we kept this hand. Yeah, anytime. If I didn't want to answer questions, I wouldn't stream. What's the Glisten Kiki chord for? Blocking giant troops. Death Shadow, Tarmogoyf, Reality Smasher, Thought Not Seer. All of these things get blocked profitably by Glissa. Don't Cabal Therapy me. Deathrite Shaman, sweet. It's sweet except for the fact that every time there's one Lingering Souls in this deck, and every time I have it, there's a Deathrite Shaman on the table, so I'm not even sure I want this card in my deck. I would love to get a Batterskull, thank you very much. I mean, like, you have to remember that, like, 4 of our lands are wastelands, so, like, these are, like, basically a spell, so we only have, like, 20 color-producing resources in our deck. And, like, we're trying to play 3-mana cards. We, like, need to hit our resource drops. Just play some coins, right? Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to add a Horizon Canopy. Man, this is the part where we just can't win anymore? Oh, God bless. We drew Swords to Plowshares. We're going to be real dead if this Pyromancer got to start. Oh, I probably should have probably played a land first there in case we got double dazed. And, like, this card, like, sometimes makes mana. Like, it's probably going to help cast this Batterskull at some point this game. But, like, in general, Wasteland is just, like, this is a Stone Rain that, like, takes up my land drop for the turn. So, like, I think if I think 23 is slightly too high in addition to the Wastelands, I want to play, like, a Horizon Canopy or something like that. Yeah, I think so, Klutz, because, like, you can play it and actually make mana with it. You know, Wasteland me? Sure. If he has a Stifle, that Wasteland is bad for me. It's possible I should have fetched around Stifle. Thoughts? I'm just gonna... God bless. Didn't get stifled. Let's play this. I'm just gonna play Gideon here. Yeah, like, you don't have to make a decision with it. You can, like, play it early and then cycle it later once you flood it a little bit. I mean, like, we've got a lot of ways to gain life. This doesn't deal damage. I guess this is bad if he has Bolt. He could, like, bolt this plus attack it with Deathrite Shaman. So maybe the sequence was a little loose. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on something else here. Yeah, Big Fish. Big Fish is, like, not that annoying, because, like, I have this Gideon of the Trials to, like, make it not deal damage. Hopefully we draw a black land next turn so we can go, like, Thoughtseize plus Liliana. Chrome Mox. That's kind of a land. Not really. Man, what do I want to do here? They left up a mana on the Deathrite Shaman. So, like, they could have Spell Pierce here. I think I'm just supposed to, like, Liliana plus and bin the Chrome Mox. And then if the Liliana lives till next turn, I can Liliana plus bin the Lingering Souls. Ooh, they have a Force of Will. And they drew a Stifle. Okay. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and plus on here. And then next turn, if we draw a land, we can Chrome Mox, pitch Thoughtseize, and then double Linger. Because if you play the Lingering Souls and flash it back right away, they never get a chance to Deathrite Shaman it. Are you attacking Gideon for 2 here? Kind of surprised he didn't attack Gideon with this last turn. Trying to dodge a Lightning Bolt. Oh, we're attacking me. Sure. I wonder if they have Abrupt Decay in their deck. Usually these decks don't have Abrupt Decay in their main. We are attacking Gideon. Okay. That makes more sense. In the world of Death Shadow, I don't think either of those make a huge impact against Death Shadow. I would just recommend playing a pile of Engineered Explosives if you want to beat Death Shadow. That's really bad for us. All right, let's draw a land so we can double Linger here. Hymn to Torok. You know what's great on turn 12 Hymn to Torok. I guess I get to Chromox, and I get to void this Hymn to Torok, and I can wasteland them off of this, and then I can cast Lingering Souls, and then they can't eat it with the Deathrite Shaman, and they shouldn't have a land on top of their deck. If they have, like, Ponder or Brainstorm, we could get punished for this. But, like, they probably set a spell up to flip these Delvers next turn on top of their deck. This does put us off further from casting the Batterskull, but, like, yeah, the Stoneforge Mystic early probably should have just gotten Umezawa's Jurgit. And if this Ponder finds a Black Source, we're going to be up a creek without a paddle here. Unless we run a little bit hot off the top. They need to find a Black Source. They can eat this Lingering Souls. I guess also if they find a removal spell, there's a lot of stuff here that's bad for us. A lot of things that are not too pretty. Hymn to Torok's a card that comes out in this matchup because we usually get into situations like this where we're both just top decking and you want things that impact the board as opposed to things that eat their hand. It's like a fine card to draw in game one, but a lot of the times as the game goes along, this card gets much, much worse. Opponent chose not to shuffle. So what you find? Did you find a Black Source or a removal spell? Why'd I bin the Hymn and not the Thoughtseize? I don't think either matter at this point. If I do need to clear something out of their hand, the Thoughtseize will let me do it a little bit more efficiently. Alright, double block here. Like, this Gideon's going to die at some point, and then this Gurmag Angler's going to get unlocked. Alright, they just traded there. That's good for us. We're looking to draw... they set up a land on top of their deck. Please don't eat my Lingering Souls. Please don't eat my Lingering Souls. Yep. Alright, yeah, this game's over. It's going to last a couple more turns, but the game is effectively over. I suppose we could have, like, drawn a Plow here or a Push. Nah, Recruiter's not going to do it. Alright, so Zealous Persecution, sign me up. Fatal Push is great. Rest in Peace is great. Second Batterskull is great. Hymn to Torok is not so great. German Inquisition, maybe. I think I like that. So I kind of like having just more spot removal. Let's bring in these Council's Judgments. Cut some more of this discard. Again, just like playing cards that let us impact the board. The Rip Tombstone rate. We are in fact playing a combo deck. Maybe Chromox is mediocre. Just don't want the extra mana in the deck. We don't need to be super fast against them. We generally don't want to be putting ourselves behind on cards either. Rather just like have another spell in that slot. Consider Gemstone Caverns over the Chromox. I mean, that card's just, like, strictly worse, right? Like, there's a reason why Chromox is banned in Modern and Gemstone Mines isn't. Also, like, turn 1 Dark Confidant on the play is great. Hand's got a Thoughtseize and a lot of mana. I think this is fine. That's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to play take the Pyromancer here. The Dismember for the Tombstalker kind of sucks, though. I mean, like, they have pretty similar text boxes, right? Play this Wasteland out here. It's like oh, you know what? Playing the Wasteland out was wrong here because it means my opponent can play a waste and waste my waste. Yo, dog. Yeah, should have played the Verdant here. Oh, that's bold. Do they draw Stifle? If they Brainstorm here, I'm Wastelanding them in response, so they have to crack this to stifle me. Yeah, so I'm going to Wasteland them in response because this way, if they have a Stifle, they have to crack this fetch and they can't Brainstorm into the Stifle. That's fair. They drew Stifle? Really? Brutal. Man, what a tilt. Well, at least their Brainstorm will be slightly worse now. I'll get to shuffle away the 2 cards they're putting back. I mean, like, in the later turn, the lands are bad too, and we just, like, bin them to Copter or bin them to Liliana a lot of the time. Just gonna kill that one. I've played Dark Ritual and variations of this deck before. It just doesn't cast Thalia on turn 1. Man, gambled and lost. Picked the wrong one. Watch us get Big Fish come down here. Yep. Oh, of course they drew Big Fish too. Ugh. Ugh. That looks real bad. Just crack this now for a swamp while we're not getting stifled. We're in a pretty bad spot here. Need like Plow or Liliana ASAP. I'm just going to try this. They have 1 card we don't know because they didn't get to shuffle their Brainstorm. Hey, hey, yo. I guess we could get stifled here. Ding. Alright, we still have a game. We still have a game. You know their hand is Dismember, Wasteland, Forked Bolt. Now 2 cards we don't know. Sure, you've got a Delver. I've got a Zealous Persecution. Next. Oh, we're getting Forked Bolt here, right? Yeah, that's fine. So we knew about that. Be kind of sweet if we drew an equipment. So that way we could... Or equipment out of basic land so we can gear up for the Batterskull in 2 turns. The question is whether or not I want to run the Tombstalker into the Dismember. I probably do at some point. Next turn, obviously, we're Zealous Persecutioning to kill this. My opponent is commenting that Magic Online won't let him split the damage between me and Liliana, and I was like, nope, that's how Magic works. You actually... So, for reference, that's not Magic Online being messed up. Often it's Magic Online being messed up, but in how the rules of Magic work, you cannot Forked Bolt deal 1 to me and 1 to Liliana. Because Forked Bolt does not target Planeswalkers, it's to split the damage between creatures and players. And when you hit the opponent with... Oh, they drew a Fatal Push. I was hoping to get the Dismember out of that Dark Confidant. Let's see if they're going to wasteland this Caracas or not. Hopefully they don't. We rip a land and then we play this Batterskull and go to town. But yeah, I was assuming the wasteland was coming out here. Of course we have a backup Batterskull. Always bring your backup Batterskull. I think we're binning this Batterskull, so it's a good thing we have a backup. This is why you always bring a second. Alright, so their last card's Dismember. So hopefully they draw like a troop here, and they play the troop, and then we plus Lily, discard whatever we draw for the turn, and we get their Dismember. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead, and this will get all of the cards out of their hand. I'm going to take all of the possible Deathrite Shaman targets out of my discard pile here. As many as possible. So I'm going to play this knowing it's getting dismembered, and then the Liliana I'll plus and take the last card out of their hand. So we know their last card is Witchmember, Dismember right here. So Liliana is so good. I might want just a 4th Liliana in this deck, honestly. This card's real good. So is Pithing Needle. That's unfortunate. Maybe we could be good and like draw Lingering Souls when they don't have a Deathrite Shaman out. I'm gonna hold on to that for now. It's like the best draw on their deck. I guess if they had Abrupt Decay, that would be good. Brainstorm's pretty good too. Womp womp. This is a good draw because it means if we draw Council's Judgment, we can kill the Pithing Needle and then Liliana will be able to get active again. So they didn't have any cards in their hand when they cast this Brainstorm, so we're only going to have one left over after it. Deal. Naming like Swords to Plowshares here, so we got some value out of holding this, which is sweet. You gotta name like Plow or Push or Discard Spell or something. They probably don't care about a Discard Spell, so it's probably like Plow or Push. Yeah, name Swords to Plowshares. It's good name on my opponent's part. I kept this in my hand for a reason, though. That reason exactly, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and play the Scrubblind out. And again, we're not activating the Liliana for those that are coming to the party late because there is a Pithing Needle here naming Liliana of the Veil. Alrighty, can I have a live one, please? One Council's Judgment off the top. Well, you know, sometimes we're both top decking, and your opponent draws Pithing Needle into Young Pyromancer, and we draw 3 lands in a row. Yep, that's how the cookie crumbles. We have 1 Zealous Persecution left in our deck. Yeah, we already voided 1. So we're not just out of it, but we're not in a good spot, that's for sure. Klutz. Chose not to shuffle. That's bad for us. And now, unfortunately, Council Judgment probably has to kill the Young Pyromancer because, like, we can't Edict it. Hey, alright. Yep, that's the thing. I'm going to fetch with both of these first here. I highly doubt they kept a Daze. So let's see if the backup Batterskull can pull this out. They could have kept a Stifle, I guess. Don't daze me, bro. God bless. Hey, look at that. We put all these lands we drew to work. And we even, like, wastelanded them twice this game. So we've just, like, drawn 9 lands. Oh, magic. We fetched a few, so we've thinned a little bit too. So we're through 22 cards in our deck so far. Are they able to play at the SCG so far? Probably this deck. I like this deck. I think Storm's going to be popular this weekend. It's got a good Storm matchup. Don't play True Name Nemesis. Okay, deal. Come on, shuffle. Shuffle. So we're looking to dodge like a Fatal Push and Dismember here. We want this Germ Token to live. If he can kill both of our troops, we're going to be in a real bad spot. Chose not to shuffle. That's probably not good for us. Hopefully it's just like a cantrip into another shuffle. Would 10 out of 10 be willing to trade... There's another cantrip. Okay. 10 out of 10 willing to trade this Batterskull for 4 elemental tokens. Yep. Block. We've drawn 10 lands. Dum 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 dum. Okay. Went okay for us. Definitely could have gone worse. Man, if we'd have drawn Council's Judgment there, we'd have really punished him. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to activate Stoneforge Mystic, and in response to Stoneforge Mystic, we're going to return Batterskull to our hand. This way, they can't kill Stoneforge Mystic in response to us returning Batterskull to our hand and not let us put it back into play. I'm assuming they have removal for the Stoneforge. Do they have like a Lightning Bolt or something here? Yeah, I want to just like make another body. I want to like stress as much removal as they have. And, like, this 8th land could actually come in handy here, right? Because, like, if they kill the Stoneforge Mystic and deal with this Batterskull Germ, we could, like, play our 8th land and, like, return and replay Batterskull on the same turn. Yeah, this is, like, a really small thing, and, like, the first time you see it, you're like, oh, that's great. And then, like, it's just like, oh, you should always do this because it's optimal. Because, like, if I pay 3 and return Batterskull to my hand before I activate the Stoneforge Mystic, they could bolt the Stoneforge in response, and then I don't get to put my Batterskull back into play. And actually, you know what? I should have played this extra land out instead of holding it, because my opponent could have an Ancient Grudge here. They would have just killed it in response there, so it looks like they don't, but I could have gotten punished for my sequencing here. Oh, geez. I think he was expecting to kill the Stoneforge in response. Yeah, he was planning to kill the Stoneforge in response to me returning the Batterskull to my hand. Instead, now I get to trade with his Elemental, his Young Pyromancer, because they didn't see that line either. What's your last card? Alright, now I'm just going to equip this and start attacking. This does give him a 1-turn window to draw Ancient Grudge, so like maybe I shouldn't do this. Yeah, this is probably too aggressive. Yeah, this was probably wrong. It's probably wrong. God bless, not punished. No hashtag no justice. Second Batterskull coming in the clutch this game. We'll just, you know, play this line. Doesn't matter that we drew 11 lands. We're going to kill them. Beep, beep. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the kind feedback. So opponent looked at their top card with Delver and then cracked their fetch before drawing it, kind of getting like a little scry action out of their Delver, basically. Deathrite Shamalaman. Why days? Yeah, it was hot. It's much hotter outside than it is in here right now. Yep. I think we only have one more fetchable land left in our deck, I believe. There's exactly one scrub land left in our deck. These are all 6 of my basics. No, we were on the play this game. We lost game 1. I'm going to crack this fetch. I'm pretty sure there's a scrub land left in our deck. If there's not a scrub land, I'm a silly Billy for having done this, but I'm pretty sure the third scrub land's not over here, right? Alright, let's crack this. Thin, baby, thin. How many lands are left in the deck? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands left in 32 cards. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Rawr. Beep, beep. Probably gain some life here. I went down to 1 copter too, which could also be wrong. I'm not sure. I feel like I don't... Oh, I need to exit combat. I don't have enough troops to consistently crew 2 of them with trimming Lingering Souls. I don't know what their series of draws is to get them out of this situation, but, you know, they can keep playing. Ancient Grudge. They tapped their green source. Rats! He saw the line. He returned the batter skull to his hand. Rats! Fortunately, we've got all 9 of these pieces of mana. Do I want my Chrome Mox on the draw? I probably want my Chrome Mox on the draw, right? It's like almost certainly. I think Salia's marginally worse in the draw. Let's board her out. Sure, let's do it. Honestly, I might just want like 2 Rest in Peace on the board of this deck. It's like, it's good against Storm, and like, it's so good in this matchup. Just like makes their fish worse. It turns off the back half of their Ancient Grudge. This hand's pretty reasonable. It gets fetch basic plains into basic swamp into like planeswalkers. This is Deadguy Ale. It is the deck we were playing. I don't know if I love Prelate. Like, we've got a lot of removal too. Maybe it's just like they have enough 1 mana stuff that like I've only been bringing Prelate in against Storm though. So, we've got so many expensive spells in our hand here that, like, if my opponent's going to daze me, they're going to daze me at some point this game. Like, there's no way their daze isn't going to be live until, like, turn 5 or 6. So, like, I'm just going to play into the daze. Sure. Shamalaman? Yep. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to play this, and they have Stifles in their deck, so I'm just going to crack this for a basic swamp around Stifle. Hey, we got a Lingering Souls in our deck, too. Lingering Souls is a combo with Rest in Peace as well. Thank you very much. So opponent didn't flip, so they draw another troop here. Not Pyromancer. Come on. Come on! Dang it, Bobby. Alright, ZP. Where my ZP's at? Got 2 of those. That's a Dark Confidant. Alright, what am I doing here? Think it's just Biggity Bob. They only got 1 card left in their hand. I'm sure it's a Lightning Bolt, but like, we need answers to these crappers that they have on the board. Flip to Fork Bolt. Oh, Brainstorm in response. That's ugh. Ugh. On a scale of 1 to dead, it does look like we are sliding firmly towards the dead side of the scale here. Holy crap. I was watching my buddy play a match, and he was playing Malira Company against like a fair like Abzan Knight of the Reliquary deck, and I swear to God, his opponent's curve was Voice into Knight into Rest in Peace into Collected Company for Kitchen Finks, and I was just like, holy crap, just like all of the things you don't want in the same deck together. Alright, so we're taking 3 here off the Insectile Aberration. If he offers the Young Pyromancer trade for the Dark Confidant, I might take it. I don't think he's going to offer that trade. Offers the Deathrite Shaman. Huh. That's interesting. I think I'll take that one, actually. We're hoping to draw Zealous Persecution here. It just has another one. That's fair. There's that Chrome Mox. It's not going to do much. Play Caracas. Play Gideon. Gideon's basically just going to be Fog. these idiots will get to attack Gideon for 4. Might want an additional way to deal with Young Pyromancer. Their card's real obnoxious. Sure, I don't care about my mana at this point. Pretty sure I'm just trading this for an elemental token at 1 point of life. And then, like, maybe the Gideon on the Insectile Aberration can buy us some time here, but, like, the Deathrite Shaman is going to, like, punch the clock and go to work here in a second. So, like, he's going to put us to 12, and then he's going to attack us to 9, and then drain us to 7. So, yeah, we're dying pretty quickly here. I guess if we run some removal off here, we might be okay. This could have been a Thalia, I guess, right? I boarded out the 3rd Thalia for this Chrome box. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Liliana's, like, bad if they have Young Pyromancer, but, like, fantastic otherwise. Like, it's definitely a card you have to keep in your deck. It can help you grind them out. We have Zealous Persecutions to clean up Young Pyromancer and friends, so, like, if you can maintain control of the game, she's very good. Attack that Gideon. Don't add another creature to the table. Don't do it. Have a heart. Ah, that's a good one. And another creature? Gross. GG opponent. So we're going to get to attack us with the Deathrite Shaman and then, or attack us with the Insectile Aberration and then double activate Deathrite Shaman on cards in their crypt there. Everyone's having a good Sunday. Welcome. Everyone who's... I didn't say troop, I swear. Everyone's having a good Sunday. Enjoying the marvelous PT Top 8. We are going to play Standard at some point today. Once we get the 7-3 or better deck list posted on Wizard's site, we're going to pick something up. Excuse me, to battle with. Sounds like medium minus. It's like fine against the Delver deck. It's bad against Storm. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, I would love to pick something with a bunch of counter spells in it, so that's probably a good way to fight Marvel. I would love to, like, play a bunch of Void Shatters and stuff like that. Sounds great. Oh, look, it's Storm. Scale of 1 to dead. Usually they'll kill us on 2 if we don't interact with them. The problem is we'll play blue-red control. We'll just, like, run into, like, mono zombie decks. God, what a... Have I mentioned how professional I am? This is... If you're ever wondering how to be good at Magic, and this is great, too, because my opponent just saw my hand, so they know this Hymn to Torah came off the top. It's just, like... No, JVL, I think you just keep this hand in general. Like, you can't just assume that, like, everyone you're going to play against is playing unfair, I don't think. Oh no, we're gonna die anyways. No, they're just playing that out because discard is scary. Good play, opponent. Let's play that. Play the marsh flats here, and then pass the turn back. We're actually not in a great spot. Like, we hit Dark Ritual, but, like, we took an island out of their hand that probably wasn't terribly important. If we get another turn here, we get 2 shots at more disruption in our deck. Our deck's got a lot of disruption in it. Oh, we're dead. They're fetching. Like, 10 out of 10 dead here. Lordy, look who's whatever. 4 cards plus an LED in play. On a scale of 1 to dead, I feel like we are definitely on the dead side of the scale here. Flaying Tendrils sounds hot. Flaying Tendrils. Our opponent's counting Storm in their head over there. Oh, yeah. Kill me. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. I'm dead. I'm dead. Alright, so they get red mana here and get Past in Flames. And then cast Past in Flames and then go Ritual, Tutor Tendrils kill us. Well, I'm interested to see, like, the other thing about the PT, too, is, like, you have to remember the PT's a dual format event. So, like, the decks in the top 8 could have been people that just, like, had good draft records, too. And Dark Petition in their hand, too. So, I don't actually know what the Storm count is here. 1, 2, 3, and this will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they're going to count on the Dark Confidant to kill us? That's annoying. Oh, they can cast the Cabal Therapy too, probably. I think, yes, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe they're putting us to 1. God, how good would it be if they put us to 1? Oh, they can cast Petition? They could just... No, they can Tutor Chain, right? Yeah, they can Tutor Chain. Alright, we're dead. And, like, that's the danger... That's the danger of, like, playing a mid-range deck like this is, like... It's just like in Modern, right? Like, sometimes you're going to keep a hand like I just kept that's just like, yeah, this is fine against, like, you know, Delver, but, like, it's awful against Storm, and then, you know, you play against Storm and you die. You know? It's just the world you live in sometimes. Lingering Souls is the last cut, I believe. Yeah, like, you look at the Abzan token list from, like, Sam Black, and you're like, man, this is playing a ton of sweet cards. There's probably a lot of really good back and forth with, like, the zombie decks and, like, the Mardu Vehicles decks. And then you're like, then your opponent plays Aetherworks Marvel on 4 and, like, flips an Ulamog into play, and you're like, man, I really wish I had counter spells or discard or anything. I mean, Bob's on our team. If Bob wasn't my friend, I wouldn't play Tombstalker with him. You can only play Tombstalker with Dark Confidant if you just, like, whisper sweet nothings into your Dark Confidant's ear. You have to be close with Dark Confidant for him to understand that, like, flipping Tombstalker is just not okay. Like this unspoken agreement between you and him. Gideon's very good in this matchup. What's wrong, Jacob? You want to come sit by me? You want to come sit by Dad? Are we having a crab a crank day? Is your foot okay? I would love to play first. Do we need some pretzels? How about some pretzels? You want a pretzel? What does this hand do? So, like, this hand's, like, great if we get a turn 2. What are the odds we get a turn 2? Who's feeling lucky? If you think we're going to get a turn 2, let me know. If you think we're going to get a turn 2. Their deck doesn't actually kill us on turn 1 that often, which is, like, famous last words, right? Like, we don't die on... Like, I'd snap mulligan this hand on the draw, but I feel like on the play I'm allowed to keep this. Because, like, even if they Cabal Therapy our... Even if they Cabal Therapy our Thalias here... Oh, and I put it mulligan? Sweet. Bottom, 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 bottom. Bottom your scry. Bottom your scry. Yeah, bottom the scry. Alright, so... Things are looking up for our hero. You could argue. You almost ever... You're not wrong. But it does happen. You just, like, you're looking for a 6 that has a piece of 1 mana discard, which we do have a lot of post-board. What's the worst that could happen, says the player who's dead. Exactly. See, that's the worst that could happen. Here's my Thalia. She's my pretty lady. Sugar pie, honey, baby. Are we having a tough afternoon? Yeah. We're gonna sing our opponent the most beautiful song. Sing a song. Ba da 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 da. You gotta remember, Storm's also a critical mass deck, so like just 2 for winning them a whole bunch is great. We reference a lot of really bad music on this stream. A lot of really bad music. Look, I just take the cards that MTGO Traders gives me to play with. I don't ask questions. These are the Thalias I was sent. Don't judge me. Legacy is better. Legacy's better than a lot of things. Let's be honest here. No, don't fetch basic lands, opponent. Oh, they fetched a Badlands. That's good for us. So they get to hide some cards here, and then we get to finish hymning them. Hopefully we draw land next turn, so that we can, like, hymn them plus wasteland them. Just, like, continue driving it home. Actually, I guess if we draw land next turn, we might just play the Gideon. If we miss on a land, we'll just hymn them again. Double Lotus Petal. Those actually aren't that good in their current hand, so, like, you know, with Thalia on the table, Lotus Petal is much less good. The same thing they say about players with scrublands in their deck. They're kind of plateauing their legacy career. All right, yeah, so I think the conservative play here is just play the Gideon out and emblem it, because that way not only does Gideon start applying more pressure next turn, but, like, it adds a second thing to the table that they have to kill. Because Gideon says, we can't lose the game. I would love to not be able to lose the game. Oh yeah, you just pay for all those two mana Gataxian probes. And maybe the fact that they, like, missed their land drop last turn means I should have wastelanded them, but, like, you know, details. All right, who's ready to sing a song? I'm ready to sing a song. Oh no, he had a Pyroclasm. Almost forgot to animate Gideon. No, come back, opponent. I still want to play Magic. I'm sure we're about to die on the first turn of the game here, but you know, we did get to punch them at least once like a small child. No, don't punch Jacob. He's a good boy. You're a good kid, huh? Even though life is tough as a 3-year-old sometimes. Yeah. I know, it's tough being 3. gosh. And, like, so, like, this hand is so good, but, like, we actually just can't, like, this is, like, 4 cards we want in the matchup, but I genuinely don't think we can keep a hand without Surgical Extraction or Thoughtseize or Inquisition in it on 7. And this hand is much better, because it has this Inquisition here. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'm going to top that. It lets us go discard on 1 into discard Wasteland on 2. We can't cast these Hymn to Torox yet, but that's fine. Is Zealous better than Bob or Tombstalker? Bob and Tombstalker kill them, which is like, I really like killing my opponent. If they Cabal Therapy us here, we're going to be a little bit sad. Dad's about to need some therapy, I think, Jacob. I think Dad's about to need some therapy. Oh, are we dead? No, they're just playing out the Lotus Petal, sure. They scream. I mean, my younger one's a screamer. He's napping right now. I think maybe Jake needs a nap. He was up kind of early. Usually Jake doesn't nap. What you got? Maybe I should Thoughtseize here, but oh man, it's a good thing I don't have a Hymn to Cabal Therapy, huh? Alrighty then. Well, my opponent was smart and played out the pedal, because we 10 out of 10 would have taken the pedal out of that hand otherwise. Am I dead yet? Oh jeez. Oh god. I just. Oh baby. Please have drawn a spell. Please have drawn a spell. Rats! We're so unlucky! We're so unlucky! We're so unlucky they didn't draw another spell. Woo! Alright, we're gonna Surgical during their draw step. This does give them a chance to draw Brainstorm, but it also gives them a chance to draw the 4th tutor. So, like, you know. GG WP. You didn't need these, did you? You weren't planning on using these to win the game? I hope not, because that is no longer an option for you, friend. Unfortunately, we don't actually have a way to win the game currently. We are going to get to continue grinding our opponent into nothing. So we've got that going for us. We just like need to draw one of our threats at this point. Give me Gideon or give me death. Oh, yeah. Dark Confidant. This card's great. Watch us flip, like, Tombstalker into, like, just, like, curve Tombstalker into Batterskull. They do have the empty. Yeah, they usually have the empty against us. Which I think I actually want an Orzhov Pontiff on my board since I have a Recruiter of the Guard. Reveals the Batterskull. Oh, baby. Come on, Bobby, don't do this to me. Watch Bob just kill us. Watch him just, like, find... I talked about what chums Bob and I are, and he's just like, no, screw you. Get out of here. All right, we're going to Chrome Mox, imprint this Hymn to Torok, and then him, my opponent, take their 2 cards away here. Just talked about what chums we were, Bob, and then you just go and kick me in the dick like that. Dark Ritual. You didn't need that one, did you? An opponent could just, like, rip ad nauseum and kill us here, right? Like, that's very real. They have... My opponent has Surgical Extraction in their deck. I feel like they might have diluted a little bit too much. Come on, Bob. Have a heart. Oh, God bless. Look at that. All right. The conservative play here is named Lotus Petal on this. The chances of Bob killing us is pretty low. So let's just name this so they can't, like, rip ad nauseum off the top and kill us. Because remember, Phyrexian Revoker stops mana abilities. It can't name land, so it gets to stop mana abilities. Do I need to go put you in your crib? All right, we're not even going to play the Sanctum Prelate at this point. At this point, I just want to play the Batterskull. Pretty sure they can't win through what's on the board in the next turn. He is literally falling asleep on my lap. I'm gonna have to run him upstairs after this game. GG's opponent. I will be right back. I'm gonna go deliver my toddler to a place to sleep that isn't on top of me. So, and then we're gonna finish this league out, and then hopefully find a standard deck we want to play. The chances of you hitting the 8-drop with Bob are low. And, like, if Bob is hitting the 8-drop, it means they don't have removal. So, like, if you have Dark Confidant and Tombstalker and they don't have removal, you're probably winning the game. I'd love to play first. Yep, see, just double Wasteland, just Hymn to Torok, no lands that make black mana. Perfect, just like we drew it up. Sounds not exciting, but it's fine. Sure. The league tracker does a different picture based on the format that you're playing. I think I'm going to lean on Dark Confidant here. I think I'd rather the Stoneforge Mystic live. We are still on Deadguy Ale. Currently 2-1 in this league. Hopefully the opponent's not playing Storm. Sweet. Something fair. Seems decent against something fair. Nice Wasteland. Don't Pyromancer me. Yep. Yep. Yeah, probably Grixis Delver. I think I want a Pontiff in addition to my Zealous Persecutions into a second Rest in Peace for this matchup. Unfortunate he had the probe there. Because I can't just Liliana Edict this away now. This card's so dumb. I'm glad they banned that card in Modern. It's whatever in Legacy, because like, a lot of people are doing dumb things in this format, but like, this card is stupid. Just like, it's really poor game design. Just like, at least a lot of the busted cards that see play in Legacy are like interesting in terms of design. Like, Gitaxian Probe is neither interesting nor anything. It's just kind of miserable. Let's see if they're able to power through this. They just burned a Force on that, so hopefully this Stoneforge into Jite is going to be good enough. We know they don't have a Daze here because they would have just dazed the Lingering Souls. That's unfortunate. I'm just going to lose both of our spells here since they know what's in our hand. I love Cabal Therapy as a Magic card, but it is one of the, because, like, it was really interesting in skill testing, and then, like, they printed Gitaxian Probe, and, like, this card's just, like, it's just free now. Like, there's nothing interesting nor skill testing about it. You just get to, like, 2-for-1 your opponent with your Young Pyromancer. Yeah, Dismember's fine. Like, there's a real cost to Dismember. I kind of wish Dismember cost, like, regular black for Phyrexian Black, so, like, you couldn't just splash it in everything, but, like, it's whatever. This game is very over. Extra Batter Skull, Zealous Persecutions, Fatal Push, Rest in Peace, Council's Judgment. I'm not sure on this Prelate. Let's bring it in this time. We didn't bring it in last time. What do I not want? I've been trimming 1 mana this card. That feels okay. I mean, there's a lot of, like, really bad Phyrexian mana cards, right? Anyone know if they posted the winning deck list from the PT yet? 6-4 or better decks? Yeah, Perish is for elves, and it's for the Sultai Delver decks and, like, Sultai mid-range, because you can Perish to kill Tarmogoyf and Deathrite Shaman. Top 8 is not the deck list I'm interested in. The PT is a split format event, so I'm far more interested in seeing the deck list that went 7-3 or better in just the standard constructed rounds. Yeah, that seems fine. It's a little weak to Wasteland, but it's fine otherwise. This deck is better against Storm than Punt Count Infinity with the 12 months of support. Thank you, and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Just give you a sword. Oh, that kills Leovold too. That's true. Delver, Cabal Therapy, Ponder. I mean, I probably just, like, take the Ponder here, right? The rest of their hand doesn't do much. I can, like, push the Delver off a cliff. Yeah, in the creature matchups, you get into, like, gummed up board states a lot of the time, so I think it's worth having... the, No, that's... I want actual deck lists, so I can, like, comb through them and find one. I want to send a deck list to MTGO traders and be like, give me Magic cards, please, thank you. Yeah, I just think both of these, this deck and... what's the word I'm looking for? These decks in general just have better Storm matchups, which is a deck I'm expecting to be popular since they have discard into permanent base disruption. I'm just going to go and attack with this Thalia because they're likely to flip these idiots anyways. Hopefully they don't flip to Probe. Daze, sure. Well, I'm glad we stuck the Jitty when we did. I did see Sam Black's deck that'll probably never beat Marvel. This game is very expensive. You are not wrong. You are not incorrect on that. If he doesn't have removal for Thalia here, he's going to be in a real bad spot. Hopefully we draw land here so we can push plus equip the Jitty. Although I guess if he kills the Thalia, we'll be able to push plus equip the Jitty regardless. Deal. All of these cards. Whoa, yeah, that's not what I want. Okay, it did. How much did I pay to rent this deck? So MTGO Traders is sponsoring the stream, so they are providing me with cards to stream with. So if you do need Magic cards, Magic Online cards, and you're going to buy them, you should support MTGO Traders if you want to support my content here. And you can use code Hoagland PayPal on their site to get 8% off of your singles orders there. They're good people. Without them, I wouldn't be able to play nearly the variety of decks that I play here on stream. So we're just going to go ahead and remove 2 counters from this very, very messed up artifact to kill this Insectile Aberration. Umezawa's Jite, fair and balanced as a Magic card. Spare deck is only paper decks. I'd assume they just bill them for it. Like they take your credit card information. If they don't kill the Thalia here, this game is pretty over. Hearthstone's model is terrible, and Hearthstone's model is more expensive than Magic in terms of Eternal card game uses a Hearthstone model to acquire cards, and it is ridiculously expensive. Like, ridiculously expensive. It takes infinite time or a lot of money to acquire the cards you need. And then when you acquire them, you can't trade them out for anything else. So, like, let's kill this. Thank you, Immortal. I'm going to go ahead and push this Insectile Aberration now while my opponent's tapped out so they can't force this. Yeah, they have the option to grind, but, like, your time is worth money. And, like, the time that you're putting into it, you can never get back out. Like, at least when I invest money in Magic Online cards or Hex cards or any system that has a trading system, I know that I can get that money back out. It's an investment. It's not a... Cabal Therapy. I'm going to kill this in response, so that way they don't get to sacrifice it to flashback this Cabal Therapy. Yeah, correct. Name's Dark Confidant. Alright, they got a hit there. They have a creature to flash us back. Oh, don't you dare True Name Nemesis me. Fuck. God, that's good. Just like the one card we need them to not have here. Zealous. Swamp. Alright. Yep. Alright. Well, this has protection from me, so we need to find a Liliana of the Veil here or a Zealous Persecution. Well, the time at which we have to draw one of those 5 answers is now shortened by a lot, Before, they couldn't attack with this because we just attacked them back. Now they have free reign. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, like, they just weren't going to attack, right? Like, my opponent wasn't going to attack with the Strudative Assist because, like, my Thalia can't attack in. Alright, one more draw step. And by that, I mean they drew a Lightning Bolt based on how they've been drawing so far. Death and Taxes is a tier 1 deck, so, like, people play that card because of Death and Taxes. That's unfortunate. There's 15 cards into our deck with one of our 5 answers. 2 and 2 now. 2 more down. I think... Oh, we had 2 Council Judgments in our deck, too. So we had 7 answers, and we're through 15 cards. We did have Mana to Plow Thalia. Maybe that's a worthwhile play since I had 2 plows in my hand. Gives us 1 more draw step, which ends up not mattering. We needed 2 more draw steps, but that's fair. Yep, this hand's fine until our opponent plays a Lotus Petal. And, I should have mulliganed. Last seen one day ago on Storm. Okay, yep. Should use MTG Bot to my advantage. Yep, dead. I clicked keep right as I looked up and saw MTG Bot saying, last seen one day ago on Storm. Maybe they changed to Delver and we're really lucky because this hand's great against Delver. We've got a Plow into a Confidant into a Liliana and stuff. Yeah, Copter's been fine. It's good in the grindy matchups that you filter through extra lands. Opponent chose not to shuffle, so I assume we are dead this turn if they're playing Storm. Yeah, I mean, like, we have a bunch of live draws, right? Opponent chose not to shuffle again. Oh, we should have played the fetch land. We shouldn't play the scrub land because... Watch us draw. Oh, yeah, you are correct. We 100% should have played a black source on one, so this couldn't have happened to us. Like, now, we had a chance to interact, and, like, I punted it away. Like, we'd actually be, like, have a really good shot in this game if we got to curve, like, him into Liliana. I wanted to play the Plains because that was a land that they knew about, but I 110% should have, 110% should have played a black source on one because we have him to Torque in our deck. Yep. What are the odds they're going to cast True Nemesis? 0? Yep. God, just like instantly fucking punished. We could have still died this turn even with the him, but like much, much less likely, right? It's the little things. It's the little things. I should have conceded before they saw him. They can probably assume that's in our deck, but I should have conceded before they saw him. Before they could see our shame. Ah, shame! That was their one slow hand for the match, so now we're just going to get run over. That's how Magic works. At least the easy in, easy out here, just like these 8 out and then 8 cards from the board come in. Yep, this hand's great. There's videos of me playing an Enlightened Tutor sideboard. I really don't like it. It's kind of slow and clunky. I tried it once upon a time. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I think I'm just taking LED here. Hold on to the surgical for now. We'll probably surgical these LEDs. I'm gonna wait until after they ponder though, because they could like ponder and then not shuffle, and then we can shuffle away cards that they want to keep with the ponder. No, they 10 out of 10 have I'm gonna surgical LED now, just in case they drew it. I don't want to hem it away next turn. Yeah, they 110% have empty the Warrens in their deck. Yeah, see, there's the empty. Opponent's not an idiot. Make sure we get the one out of the crypt here too, so that way their what's it called are a lot worse. Let's take a shot of this. They are nowhere near winning the game, so I think I'm just playing the Stoneforge Mystic this turn. I guess I could just like hymn them and try and like take the interaction out of their hand too. If we prelate on 4, can he ever win? Yeah, they have two Abrupt Decays in their deck. Do I want a Stoneforge? Do I want to him? I'm just gonna him. Let's just do that. Start off with that one. Got that. Alright, so they have Tendrils and Massacre left. No, Massacre still has a converted mana cost of 4. For reference. So if you prelate on 4, and actually that's is that what I'm gonna do here? Is that where I'm at in my life? No, I'm just gonna Thoughtseize. And then Stoneforge Mystic. I'm gonna take the Cabal Ritual away here. I don't think he's gonna Massacre just a Stoneforge Mystic. I did find a team for Louisville. I'm playing with Matt Bamonte and Kent Ketter. Maybe I'm just supposed to prelate there. Wow. Must have drawn another Massacre. It's definitely just 4, right? There's only one Abrupt Decay left in their deck at this point. It's team constructed. I will be playing Legacy. So long, Batterskull, my old friend. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hold on to this for now. Would have been the perfect draw a second ago. I didn't bring my backup Batterskull on this match. I don't think we're supposed to. Bob Fadant. I think I'm playing this. I don't know. Matt and Ketter said I'm allowed to play this, so probably playing this. I don't know all the details. I'm going to play a few more leagues before then, but surgical extraction, you say. Well, if I surgically extract this Abrupt Decay, you actually can't kill this Sanctum Prelate. Because I screenshotted your deck, and I know that for a fact. So... Yeah, he's fine. Declan's gonna be up real soon. Yep, he actually just can't interact with us. He just have to like race our Bob against him. There is a Tombstalker in our deck, right? Surgical Extraction is really good in this matchup. Like, really good. Yeah, man. I gotta land. Correct, yeah. No reason to fetch. Don't want to thin lands out of our deck. Would love to flip lands to Bob. Oh, Bob's a good guy. Reveals. Bob revealed Liliana the Veil. Glad to see you're a team player, Bob. Glad to see you're a team player, Bob. You just have to whisper sweet nothing into your Bob's ear. Just let my opponent know how lucky I am. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. They're dead on board. Bob knows what's up. He's cool. Show him the Liliana. You know? Play this Tombstalker. NBD. Yeah, the deck lists are up. We're gonna pull them up on stream and comb through them here together in a second. Oh. Yeah, Team Constructed is a gas format. I really enjoy playing it. I've got some ideas for changes I want to make to this, but I want to spend some time playing Standard after this, so we're not going to do those just yet. Nope, Frontier is dead and gone. This hand is too slow on the draw. I don't think you can keep a hand without a 1-mana discard, a Chrome Mox, or a Surgical in this matchup. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just go to 5. Yep. Deal. Top. And we could just die without taking a turn here. So, like, Ponder on 1 is a good sign of likely not dying without taking a turn. Yeah, I'm playing the Invitational in Roanoke at the end of June, so I need to familiarize myself with Standard. I'm playing Legacy for the Team Open this weekend, but I am going to be playing Standard and Modern after that. Opponent chose to shuffle their Ponder, so I'm just going to take this Brainstorm and hope they miss a land drop here, which might be aggressive, but it is what it is. Oh, good. Please miss. God, fuck you. Named my him to Torok. I guess he hasn't seen any of our permanent base disruption, has he? That's so frustrating. Oh, God. I'm such a good Magic player. In case anyone was wondering how good at Magic I am. This is how good at Magic we are. All right. Justice, yep. All right, so we're actually not in a... We're in, like, a medium spot, right? Like, they need a few pieces to go off, but, like, we don't have any other disruption left in our hand. Feeling a little spooky, right? Opponent chose not to shuffle that time. Still one off of that doing anything. And probably playing something similar to this at the open. Or I'm gonna big red people. One of the two. We're gonna play on one of the two ends of the spectrum, right? Just like completely fair or completely unfair. Brainstorm's really good. Brainstorm could kill us. This lets them see a bunch of new cards. They can put, like, past and tendrils back into their deck. Hitting the tutor out of their hand was good, but, like, we really want to hit, like, a surgical or something like that at this point. I mean, right? That's great. Reanimate his Inferno Titan. Turns out, Inferno Titan, pretty quick clock. Are we dead? We could be dead here. Oh, sweet. We're going to get another turn. I'm going to fetch to thin the land. Might as well. Ooh, is that good? If so, why? What am I naming with this? What number? Probably 1? Yeah, I updated the list before. Yeah, probably 1. We know they have a Dark Ritual in hand. Yeah, I think the modern equivalent of Belcher is probably like Goryo Gristlebrand. I'm gonna brainstorm in response here. Are you? Decisions. Am I gonna name? I named 4 last time. I'm definitely naming 1 here if this resolves. Rawr. So Prelude on 1 means unless they already have the Abrupt Decay, they're not going to be able to play Selection in order to, like, sculpt their hand here, which is good for us. It also means they get to massacre us. Yep. Hopefully they brick on a fetch here again and can't kill us. If they brick on a fetch and can't kill us, we're going to have a lot of turns here. I can cast this Tombstalker now, but we are just, like, looking for more interaction here. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, default to naming 4 since I know they have Massacre in their deck. Like, they only had a couple of Abrupt Decays. Thoughtseize. That's gross. I guess Duress doesn't take my creature-based disruption. They bricked on a fetch land again. It's good for us. And they didn't kill us, so... Land, go. This shuffles for them. Probably going to get a dark Ritual here. Yep, so they have 2 Dark Rituals in their hand now. I'm just taking their tutors away here, right? Just like draw step, take your tutor. Actually, I could take their tutors away in response to them starting to combo, so I'm just going to wait. Like in response to the second ritual, take their tutors away. I'm just going to hold this for now, give them more of a chance to draw. Here's the real question. Am I supposed to wasteland them or play the Batterskull? Probably supposed to play the Batterskull, right? And like wasteland them next. They didn't kill us last turn. I can hopefully interrupt them with this surgical extraction if they try and start comboing next turn. We know they have the tendrils naturally in hand. Maybe I'm just supposed to surgical on my turn, just to like not add to their storm count, since they already have the tendrils in hand. Because like surgical's like kind of adding 2 to the storm count, since I would have to pay 2 life for it. Thought sees me. All right, I'm gonna surgical these tutors in response. Well, that puts us in a pretty good spot. This Batterskull is ready to punch the clock and go to work. To wasteland them off their black source next turn. There's no backup Batterskull in our deck right now. Only have 1 against Storm. Rawr. They do have goblins in their deck too, so like gaining life with this germ is not irrelevant. I'm going to take the tendrils out of their hands so that way they can't just, like, naturally tendrils us next turn to, like, gain life. Because, like, if they draw the black swords, they could just go, like, ritual, 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 tendrils for value, just, like, not die. And they're dead. Alright, good game's opponent. Finishes another 3-2 finish. Not bad. I think we lost the Delver twice in that league. I need to add some other cards for that matchup. Young Pyromancer is definitely a card that can run away with the games on us. Yeah, I really like this deck, though. Still sorting out some of the details, but like the disruption, removal, Dark Confidant, Hymn to Torok, Stoneforge Mystic with like these Planeswalkers at the top end is pretty fantastic, and I like it a lot. I mean, I 4